Stateira II, possibly also known as Barsine, was the daughter of Stateira and Darius III of Persia. After her father's defeat at the Battle of Issus, Stateira and her sisters became captives of Alexander of Macedon. They were treated well, and she became Alexander's second wife at the Susa weddings in 324 BC. At the same ceremony, Alexander also married her cousin Parysatis, daughter of Darius's predecessor. After Alexander's death in 323 BC, Stateira was killed by Roxana, his first wife. Meaning Stateira means the praying girl. The origin of Stateira is Stateira. In Persian, Seta means praying comes from the word Setesh. Also Tira, in Old Persian, was a suffix used for females. Name. Scholars have debated her name. In his list of marriages that occurred at Susa, Arian calls her Barsine. Historian William Woodthorpe Tarn asserts that her official name was Barsine, but she was likely commonly called Stateira. Tarn cites other instances of confusion, noting that by the end of the 3rd century BC, legend often confused Roxana with Stateira as the daughter of Darius. Early life. Stateira was the eldest daughter of Darius III of Persia and his wife, also named Stateira. Both of her parents were frequently described as handsome or beautiful, leading Tarn to speculate Stateira was sufficiently good-looking, at any rate for a princess to be called beautiful. Quote, her birth date is unknown. By 333 BC she was of marriageable age. After Alexander the Great invaded Persia, Stateira and her family accompanied Darius's army. In November 333 Alexander's army defeated the Persians at the Battle of Issus. Darius fled, and the Macedonian army soon captured his family. Although many captured Persian women were treated brutally under Alexander's orders, Stateira, her mother, her sister Drypetis, her younger brother, and the paternal headmother, Susa, were treated well and allowed to retain the social status. Marriage to Alexander the Great. For the next 2 years, Stateira and her family followed Alexander's army. Her mother died at some point between 333 and 331, leaving Susa to act as her guardian. Although Darius tried several times to ransom his family, Alexander refused to return the women. Darius then offered Alexander Stateira's hand in marriage and agreed to relinquish his claim to some of the land Alexander had already seized in exchange for ending the war. Alexander declined the offer, reminding Darius that he already had custody of both the land and Stateira, and that if he chose to marry her, Darius's permission would not be necessary. In 330 BC, Alexander left Stateira and her family in Susa with instructions that she should be taught Macedonian. Historian Elizabeth Donnelly Carney speculates that Alexander had already decided to marry Stateira and was preparing her for life as his wife. Stateira became Alexander's second wife in 324 BC, almost 10 years after her capture. In a mass ceremony known as the Susa weddings, which lasted 5 days, 90 other Persian noble women were married to Macedonian soldiers who were loyal to Alexander. This included Drypetis, who married Alexander's friend Hephaestion. At the same ceremony, Alexander married Parysatis, daughter of previous Persian ruler Artaxerxes III. It was fairly common practice for conquering rulers to marry the widow or daughter of the man they had deposed. By wedding both women, Alexander cemented his ties to both branches of the royal family of the Achaemenid Empire. Alexander died the following year, 323 BC. After his death, his first wife Roxana colluded with Perdiccas to kill Stateira. Roxana wished to cement her own position and that of her son, Alexander IV, by ridding herself of a rival who could be, or claim to be, pregnant. According to Plutarch's account, Stateira's sister, Parysatis, was killed at the same time. Carne believes that Plutarch was mistaken, and it was actually Parysatis who died with Stateira. Depictions. Stateira may be depicted in a fresco found during the excavations at Pompeii. The fresco depicts a nude warrior in a purple Macedonian cloak, likely Alexander. On his left stands a woman wearing a crown and holding a scepter. Scholars debate whether the woman is Roxana or Stateira. In the 2004 film Alexander by Oliver Stone, Stateira is portrayed by the French actress Annalise Esme.